The safe and sensible science of genetic modification. There is much information regarding genetically modified organisms, or GMOs, in food products today. Arguments against the safety of GMO foods are fallacious and misleading. The GMO food industry is keenly aware of public misconceptions about their products, and works closely with the Food and Drug Administration to ensure that all GMO-approved foods are safe for public consumption. Genetically modified organisms are as safe or safer than their non-GMO counterparts for human consumption. Eating genetically modified organisms does not pose a threat to human health in the short term and is very unlikely to cause long-term health problems in humans in the future. Biotechnology is opening the door to the possibilities of humankind, partnered with government provision to keep the path safe and sensible. Codex International Food Standards has developed a set of principles for determining the risk of foods derived from modern biotechnology. Assessments of GMOs are made by comparing GMOs to their non-GMO counterparts, and A, taking into account both intended and unintended effects, B, identifying new or altered health hazards, and C, identifying changes relevant to human health in key nutrients. The FDA approves GMOs for consumption on a case-by-case basis. The FDA's biotechnology evaluation team evaluates each newly developed GMO for safety and compliance with the law. Evaluations are not considered complete until the team scientists are satisfied with the developer's safety assessment and have no further questions regarding safety or regulatory issues. Genetically modified foods currently available on the international market have passed safety assessments and are not likely to present risk for human health. In addition, no effects on human health have been shown as a result of the consumption of such foods by the general populations in the countries where they have been approved. Continuous application of safety assessments based on the Codex principles, and where appropriate, adequate post-market monitoring, should form the basis for ensuring the safety of GM foods. The FDA safety policy for genetically modified foods is robust and protects the public from any unintended, potentially harmful substances produced by the GMO process. Recombinant DNA techniques and cell fusion techniques enable developers to make genetic modifications in plants, including some modifications that would be impossible with traditional plant breeding methods. New methods of genetically modifying plants are being used to develop new varieties that will be sources of foods. This policy discusses the safety and regulatory status of foods derived from new plant varieties, including plants developed by the newer methods of genetic modification. Additional oversight is proposed by the FDA, as the FDA has received numerous inquiries from the industry, government agencies, academia, and the public, requesting clarification of the regulatory status of foods, such as fruits, vegetables, and grains, and their byproducts, derived from new plant varieties developed using recombinant DNA techniques. Representatives of the food biotechnology industry have expressed to the FDA the need for strong but appropriate oversight by federal agencies to ensure public confidence in foods produced by these new techniques. There are numerous scientific organizations around the world that are actively researching these issues related to crop biotechnology safety, including the World Health Organization and the American Medical Association. The key factors in reviewing safety concerns should be the characteristics of the food product, rather than the fact that new methods are used. The method by which food is produced or developed may, in some cases, help to understand the safety and nutritional characteristics of the finished food. Unintended occurrences of unsafe levels of toxicants in food are regulated. Substances that are expected to become components of food as a result of genetic modification of a plant are subject to regulation as food additives. Under the Act, substances that are food additives may be used only in food, only in accordance with an authorizing regulation. The substances expected to become components of food as a result of genetic modification of a plant will be the same or as substantially similar to substances commonly found in food. The FDA has determined that such substances should be subject to regulation in those cases when the objective characteristics of the substance raise questions of safety sufficient to warrant formal pre-market review and approval by the FDA. Scientific considerations are included that are important in evaluating the safety and nutritional value of foods for consumption by humans or animals. Because scientific developments in this field are occurring rapidly, the FDA will refine its policy. This policy statement reflects the FDA's current judgment based on the new plant varieties now under development in agricultural research. The FDA recognizes that the public has been inundated with misinformation regarding genetically modified organisms. The following anti-GMO arguments reflect that misinformation. To undermine the credibility of the GMO food industry, the ensuing arguments have been made. There's an argument that animals have become seriously ill or even died from GMO foods. However, the Trillion Meal study revealed that animals fed non-GMO stocks were no less as healthy as animals compared to animals fed GMO stocks. Claims of increasing animal health are produced by choosing convenient outliers of data, like picking cherries to bake into a pie of bias distortion. This non-scientific approach is used to mislead the public. One could use the same technique to make the claim that animals have become ill from normal stocks. Another argument made is that hazardous genes from genetically engineered foods can become inserted into your own genes. There's no scientific evidence to suggest horizontal gene transfer can occur between humans and the foods they eat. The term hazardous genes is misleading. The genes inserted in GMOs are specific to a food quality improvement sought. It's cited in arguments that an unexpected poison in a genetically engineered food supplement killed 37 persons. The poison was not discovered because careful search for unexpected harmful substances was not made. The FDA has specific regulations regarding the testing of proposed GMO foods that are determined to contain unexpected toxic substances. The food supplement industry is not fully regulated by the FDA. This one alarming incident may call for future FDA regulation of such supplements. There's an argument that unexpected dangerous substances may be present in genetically engineered foods, and this is because the procedure for assessing the safety of genetically engineered foods is not designed to detect them. Most of the soy and corn products in the US and Canada are genetically engineered, and labeling is not required there. The safety assessment of GMO foods is designed to detect dangerous substances that may be proposed in GMO foods. Most corn and soybeans produced in the US are GMOs and have been properly evaluated by the FDA. Labeling of GMO foods was provided for the consuming public, who have been made skeptic of GMOs through misinformation. Farmers and ranchers are aware that their food stocks are GMO and understand that the food is safe for the able and doesn't require GMO labeling. It's proposed that top researchers confirm that the results of genetic engineering are unpredictable. This is why harmful and unexpected substances may appear in genetically engineered food. And this is a misunderstanding of the process of genetic modification. Genes are introduced into foods with the intent of an outcome. The process may yield variants of the genome with unintended results, and those are identified. The targeted genome that was correctly modified is selected and replicated during this process. It's proposed that scientists are being harassed if they tell the truth about genetically modified organisms' hazards. Research on GMO hazards is being suppressed and negative research reports have been destroyed. Scientists who say GMO foods are safe are not seldom lying out of fear of becoming employed and unable to get a new research job. The truth about GMO foods is available from the FDA. The stated argument is completely without basis. The scientific community has integrity and properly follows scientific principles to make determinations about GMO food safety. The GMO food industry has been working closely with the FDA to ensure the safety of GMOs. The industry encourages and relies on robust oversight by the FDA and its team of scientists to calm unfounded public fears. As misinformation continues to be spread by anti-GMO groups, the FDA continues to promulgate sound scientific answers to the questions of consumers. In conclusion, genetically modified organisms are as safe and healthy as non-GMO counterparts for humans to eat. In fact, many GMO products are designed to be made even more nutritious than their non-GMO equals. Misleading data and conspiracy theorists are being used to promote fear of GMOs by the public. The FDA has a strict testing policy for all GMO foods that are made available to the public and ensures that GMO foods contain no harmful substances. The GMO food industry wants to correct public misinformation about the health of GMO foods. The industry has joined hands with the FDA to ensure the safety of the public. while delivering the highest quality foods with the characteristics that consumers demand. Genetic engineering does not bring harm to the world, it offers health and prosperity. The use of GMO techniques has vastly improved the yield of food crops around the world, helping to eradicate the hunger of billions of people. GMOs have created abundance, they have created quality, and they have created a solution for worldwide poverty.